Are you guys ready? I hope you kept your powder dry. I'm going to tell you what. Remember, I was telling you before that this is the buying opportunity of a lifetime. This is never going to come across, you're never going to come across anything this good ever again, probably. That's going to have the biggest moves upward that you've ever seen. Now, here's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. The Chinese did it before, and I have faith that the Chinese can do it again, honest to Pete. Last time Bitcoin touched like, I think it was 1150 or whatever. And there was a buy-in frenzy, and it's just like it is now. And everybody was in on the Bitcoins and everything else. China come along. China was able to knock that price down, knock it down, so it went under 200 bucks. Now, can you imagine, after China was done knocking that price down, it was like under 200 bucks. If you'd bought in then, the money you could make now, if you had bought a whole bunch of them, and that wasn't very long ago, it was only like just a matter of months ago. Just like, it was, well, quite a few months, but it was a while ago, but it wasn't that long ago, you know, that this happened, and the price was down like under 200 bucks. You imagine if you'd bought like, I don't know, say $30,000 worth of them. How much money that 30,000 would turn into now. Well, the same deal is presenting itself again right now. The same deal. China, I'm going to read to you what they're up to right now. Report cast doubt on the future of China's Bitcoin exchanges. Regulators in China are said to be considering a move to close all domestic Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies exchanges. Now, they can only close the exchanges in China, but some of the really big exchanges are in China. According to a report from business media Caxton, sources close to China's Internet Financial Risk Rectification Work Group have said the decision has not only been reached, but delivered and deployed to local authorities. The work group was first launched by Chinese State Department in 2016 to tackle market risks in the country's financial technology industry, such as peer-to-peer lending. Located in the People's Bank of China, it also consists of representatives from the China's Banking and Securities Commission. As of now, no official announcement from regulators has been seen. Now, this is why the Bitcoin price is holding up pretty good. It's holding up well over $4,000 still, because there's no official announcement has been seen yet. However, there are reasons to believe the report may be authentic, this report from Caxton. For example, on the 2nd of September, Caxton, that's K-A-I-X-I-N, Caxton, revealed that the same central work group had delivered internal documents to local authorities regarding the ban on token fundraising activity, including the ICO, 2 days before the official announcement. So see, what they've done here is they've made a report. Caxton has. Sources close to China's Internet Financial Risk Rectification Work Group have said the decision has not only been reached but delivered and deployed to local authorities to close all domestic Bitcoin cryptocurrency exchanges in China. Now, this all comes down to, is this report really real? Because when this report is released, if it is real, and the news is released, we're going to see a real crash in Bitcoin. And if you've never really witnessed a Bitcoin crash before, a real Bitcoin crash, I'm not talking about these guys say, oh, Bitcoin just crashed and it went down 100 bucks, you know. And they're all like, oh, it just crashed, you know, and it went down about $5 to a time over a period of 4 hours, you know. And they're all excited about the crash. That's not a crash. I've witnessed real Bitcoin crashes before. And we're talking about a gigantic, enormous red candle down that just goes down so fast it makes you, it goes down like 10 minutes a second. I mean $10 a second, you know? And it's just falling, 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 falling. And you think it's going to go all the way down to zero. That's what Bitcoin, that's what a real Bitcoin crash looks like. So we could have a real, when the news is released, we could have a real Bitcoin crash. There's your buying opportunity. I've already said before to you guys, I plan on starting buying in at 3,800. And I'm going to cost average all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to keep buying all the way down to the bottom of that sucker. And then maybe a little bit back up the other side. Until it starts to get back up a little bit. The price starts to come back up a little bit. And then I'll quit buying. And I'll hold. This time, you're going to hold. You're going to buy this time. What you're going to do is you're going to buy as much as you can afford without hurting yourself. I mean, okay, let me explain what that means. That means how much money would you be willing to take right now, lay it on your kitchen table, and light fire to it? You know, how much money would you be willing to lose and it would not hurt you that bad, so that you could get by if you lost it, if it burned up on you? How much money could you be willing to risk? So, like I'm saying, if you were to go to Las Vegas right now and you had good odds, how much money would you put on the table at Las Vegas, knowing you could lose it? That's how much money right now, whatever that number is. I don't know what that number is. Figure a number for yourself, how much you can afford, and put it in this. And what'll happen is hang on. Now you've risked that money because Bitcoin is a huge risk. It's one of the riskiest assets in the marketplace. But that being said, I got a feeling that this is going to do exactly the same thing it did last time after China knocked it down. That it's going to come back, but this time it's not going to go down under 200 bucks. Don't expect it to get it under 200 bucks. You know, last time the move was up from 200 to almost 5,000. Well, I think it was 5,000 or touched 5,000. So from 200 to 5,000. This time it might be more like something from 2,000 to what would an equal move be? You know, from 200 to 5,000, or from 2,000 to what? I don't know, what, 15, 20,000? I don't know. Super high. Anyway, it's going to make some awful big move, an enormous move. But what you got to do is after you buy at the bottom of this, and cost average all the way down to the bottom, buy as much as you can afford without putting yourself in any sort of trouble. If you lose, in other words, if Bitcoin, something really weird happens and Bitcoin disappears off the face of the earth, and you've lost that money completely, that you're not going to be that upset. You're going to be like, well, I risked it anyway. You know, I knew the risks. I risked the money anyway, and this is what I could afford to risk. That's how much money to put into this. But I think what you're going to find, it's going to be pretty nice. The reward, and that's why I'm planning on starting at 3,800 and buying it all the way down to the bottom. I'm thinking the bottom's going to be somewhere around $2,000, maybe $1,000. If China's really able to do a good job with this, maybe they'll be able to get it. And don't underestimate the People's Bank of China, the PBOC. They are powerful, and their exchanges, about probably at least 2/3 of the Bitcoin market is in China. And when they pull the plug on this market, and this is what I think they're planning on doing, you're going to see a crash of Bitcoin price. And boy, this is going to be the buying opportunity of a lifetime. All of these other coins are going to come crashing down with Bitcoin, you know. And you've got to leverage in. You got to get in there and cost average all the way down to the bottom, and then ride the thing back up the other side to the top. I think it's going to go up. In the next 2 years, it's going to go up massively high on the other end of this thing. So this is something I don't think that there's guys out there that have checked into this thing, and like Cliff High, and I think this is something that they haven't seen. Maybe in his predictive analysis hasn't spotted this. It might be something that is overlooked or something. I just don't know, but. This is a report from China that they are going to move to close all domestic Bitcoin cryptocurrency exchanges in China. This won't stop Bitcoin. It'll just drop the price down and make a buying opportunity for all of us And then what can happen is then the Bitcoin will win in the end. In the end, it's going to win. First off, the Chinese are not banning Bitcoin in China. They're going, even though they're banning the exchanges, they're going to allow peer-to-peer exchange of Bitcoin and allow the people to own Bitcoin so they can exchange between their own computers. They're just not going to be able to go through a Chinese exchange, and they'll be able to go through an American exchange or whatever, you know, on the internet. But the Chinese exchanges is what they're going to attack, according to this, I guess. See, I'll read it one more time. Regulators in China are said to be considered a move to close all domestic Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchanges. So that's what we have here, the People's Bank of China. It's a direct move against Bitcoin. The People's Bank of China have done this before. They've made direct moves against Bitcoin before. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens, but keep your powder dry and be ready for the price drop. When the price drops, that's going to be a real buying opportunity. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next show. Bye.